Hello and welcome to another episode of Monticello Minute Unscripted. I'm your host, Keith Wallace, and as always, we're filming in the Advanced Printing Company studios just off the square in beautiful downtown Monticello. Speaking of beautiful downtown Monticello, we've got somebody in our studio today that has been a huge part of our community and a huge part of Monticello for as far back as I can remember. It's Mr. Chris Ray. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Glad to be here.
Now, before we get into Ray's as an establishment, tell our viewers a little bit about Chris Ray as a person.
I was graduated high school from Monticello High School in 1992. Had went off to college in Conway. That didn't work out. I had some growing up to do, and ended up back here. And never thought I would be in the family business, in the restaurant business. But the way it played out, that's what happened. And here we are, 34 years later, and still going strong.
Of course, you got married. And
yeah.
Tell us about your family.
Yeah, funny story about that. My wife and I both started working at Ray's in December of '92, and met each other there, and so that's kind of
the restaurant kind of brought you together.
Absolutely, and have two sons, Carson, who's 22, and Cameron, who's 20. Carson just graduated college from UAM.
Awesome. Yep.
And Cam is currently a student at UAM. So. Yeah, they're rocking along, and everything seems to be going well with them. And
well, your family's always been rooted in a big part right here in Southeast Arkansas in Monticello, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the restaurant. We're going to talk about the family business.
Sure.
Just a little history, if you could. How long has Ray's of Monticello, how long has it been there?
In the current location since 1964.
Okay.
Now, as the story goes, my grandfather, C.L. Ray, he and my grandmother, Ruth, were living in Hot Springs, and the opportunity came about. He was a cook in the military, and the opportunity came about for them to move to Monticello and start a restaurant.
Okay.
And his original restaurant was on Hyatt Street, where Dr. Miles' office is now.
Wow, okay.
And it was called The Anchor.
Yeah,
and
there's still an anchor there.
Yeah,
When you drive by that sign.
And anyway, so up until about 1960, from what I understand, he operated in that location, a diner, and then eventually moved catty corner to where we are now, where the little strip mall is, right there at 425 and 278.
Cool. Famous intersection.
And and had a restaurant there for about 4 years, and then opened up Ray's in his current location in 64.
Monticello's got a lot of places to eat. I was sitting around my house the other day just trying to think of all the places that serve hot food in Monticello, and I come up with over 40. But none of the places has as much history and is tied in with the community the way Ray's is. People that leave Monticello and they've come back to visit, that is on the top of their list, is to go by and eat at Ray's. And you drive by there any day of the week, because I believe y'all are open 7 days a week.
That's correct.
You can drive by there any day of the week, and you're going to see cars parked out there. If you walk in, guaranteed you're going to see somebody you know. It's a place not only to get great food, which we'll talk about in a minute, but a place where community gathers and really feels like, I know it's your family restaurant, but it feels like it belongs to the whole community. Everybody takes ownership in that being our restaurant, where we go to celebrate being Monticellonians.
Well, that means a lot, and we've truly been blessed by the people of Monticello, Southeast Arkansas, and all over, to be able to be in business as long as we have been. We've been very fortunate to have the support and to be able to still be hanging around.
Yeah.
It's a tough business to be in, but the people of Monticello and Drew County have made this, they've blessed us immensely, and it's been really good.
I can agree. The food business is a tough business to be in. There's no doubt. And y'all have been able to maintain for so long really says something about your business. Restaurants are hard work. They're time consuming. There used to be a saying that if you go in a restaurant business, you're married to it because you spend more time up there than you do at home.
Oh, without a doubt. Sometimes that can really be the case. And you know, there's negatives and there's a lot of stress that goes with it, but there's also a lot of reward and being able to sustain. And as far as I know, I think we may be the only restaurant in Southeast Arkansas to have been around that long.
Really?
So it's
and you've been awarded for having a restaurant. Just recently got an award that I saw in the newspaper was talking about. So
yeah, that was from the Arkansas Sports Network. They did a thing where they go to different towns on Friday nights during high school football season and had a vote, and we ended up coming out on top on that after they visited all their different locations throughout the season. So yeah, that means a lot, and we appreciate that a great deal.
It's always nice to get recognition, but Ray's, I'm here to tell you, and we want to talk about it, does so much stuff that doesn't get recognition. I know for a fact that Ray's, as a restaurant, and you as an owner, are always there for the local schools, always happy to sponsor a hospitality room during the basketball tournament, do whatever you need to do above and beyond to say, hey, we're here for you, we're supporting the schools, we're being part of this community. And that's what we want from all our small businesses and our standalone restaurants, to do that. And you have set the bar, in my opinion, very high of what it means to be a community business and a community restaurant. Tell us a little bit about, if there's anybody that hasn't ate at Ray's, which I'd find hard to believe. Tell us a little bit about what you offer. I know you got a delicious barbecue sandwich and a cheeseburger second to none, but you also have great fish plate. My mother loves your fish plate. Probably, she says it's the best fish she can get anywhere around. Tell us some other things that you offer there at Ray's.
Well, you touched on our three main things, which is barbecue, burgers, and catfish. Mm-hmm. I would definitely classify that as our three biggest sellers. Then we also have fried shrimp, chicken tenders. Mm-hmm. We have a huge menu, probably too big sometimes. So, but there's everything from corn dogs to chicken nuggets to different types of sandwiches. I mean, we have all kinds of stuff. But
when you go in Ray's, there's a nostalgic feel. You know, it's obviously upgraded, clean, and nice, but you feel like you kind of stepped into an older cafe. At least it is to me. Your menu sign, for example, you know, when you look at it, it's an old style menu sign. The tables are set up. Of course, everything's decorated in local sports, local. You really feel like, hey, this is my hometown restaurant that I want to sit in.
Well, a lot of that is by design, and you know, the place is old. I mean, that's part of some of the issues we're running up against right now is because the age of the building.
Yeah.
But
that's a draw.
Yeah. But we kind of design it that way to have the same booths and the tables and like you said, there are local sports mascots on the wall in there, and yeah, it's a gathering place for folks after high school sporting events, after youth sporting events.
And I see there's teachers, they have get-togethers and lunches there. You know, it's just a great place, plenty of room. The service, you know, you employ a lot of people. A lot of folks that worked their way through high school and college did it at Ray's, you know.
Yeah.
And there's always a friendly face, always a great atmosphere. And now y'all open for lunch and dinner. What time do y'all open each day?
We open at 9 a.m. every day. We usually start getting busy around 10:30 or 11. Mm-hmm. Close at 10 o'clock during the week and 11 o'clock on Friday and Saturday.
Gotcha. And if somebody wanted to just call in an order and come pick it up, they can do that. You don't have to walk in and sit down. You can call it in. What's that phone number to call?
Absolutely. It's 870-367-3292.
Perfect.
We do a lot of call-in business, so welcome that.
Well, we've enjoyed having you on and just talking about a staple of Monticello, Ray's Restaurant. We're happy that you're here and look forward to more and more great dining experiences. Keep doing what you're doing in our community, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Welcome back to the Monticello Minute Unscripted. We've got some special guests with us today. They are homesteading farmers, and they've got Three Chicks Farm is the name of their farm. They're the Rodriguez girls, and we've got two of them here with us today. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Hi, I'm Nora Rodriguez. I'm a junior at Monticello High School, and this is my sister.
I'm Jocelyn Rodriguez. I'm in the 7th grade at Monticello Middle School.
And they're the daughters of Anthony and Kelly Rodriguez. And the third chick, who was not able to be here with us today, is their sister Cameron. Now, y'all have been doing Three Chicks Farm for how long now? How long has it been since y'all started this up? Okay, 2022. So we're talking about 4 years of having a farm. And, you know, I know that farming's a lot of work. There's so much that goes into it. You have to dedicate so much of your time. It's not just something you can kind of do part-time. If you're going to have a farm and you're going to have livestock and it's something that you got to be fully committed to. And I feel like that's what kind of makes a lot of people shy away from farm life. But the three of y'all have just warmed up to it and really fell in love with it. There's so many great things that have come from Three Chicks Farms. Nora, if you would, kind of tell us about the type of animals that y'all have on a farm and the type of products that you're able to get from those animals.
So we have a very wide range of animals on our farm. We start off with chickens on our farm. So that's what kind of got us, I'm not going to say into the farm, but we have chickens and they kind of just multiplied. And so we have a bunch of eggs and we sell those sometimes whenever we have the chance.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to goats, and then we have dairy goats right now. That's where we're showing. We started off with just goat milk, and then we tried to make some cheese with it too, and so that's kind of where we're at. We've made a little bit of cheese, but now we're into lotion and soap, and that's what I do. I make the lotion, and my mom makes the soap, and that's where we are as our biggest, I'm not going to say product, but from dairy goats, that is our biggest area. And then we have pigs, and then I think that's about it, aside from the guineas, but I mean,
Guineas just kind of wander around and do their own thing.
They're the guard dogs, basically.
The guard dogs, okay, for the chickens. They keep the chickens safe, I guess. And, you talk about your products. A lot of people, they don't think about dairy goats. Okay, milk, but they produce quite a bit of milk. And I know that goat milk is pretty tasty, and it has a lot of good advantages over going to the store and buying cattle milk in a lot of ways. But the products that you're able to produce with the lotions and the soap, I've used the soap myself. It's great soap. And what type of process do you have to do to make those products?
Lotion is not a long process at all.
Okay.
Lotion is actually, I can make it within 30 minutes.
Wow, okay. Just add a few things to the milk.
You have a lot of other oils, so like coconut oil, shea butter actually. We also have like almond oil.
Wow.
And a bunch of other stuff too. And then like your scents too. You can use a bunch of different scents if you want to, as long as it's okay for your skin, as long as it's not toxic for it too.
Okay.
That one actually is it's like the easiest one. It's not necessarily easy, but over time you get used to it. Soap takes a little while longer. You have to leave it in the freezer for a little while. You have to let it cool. You have to let it solidify, and you have to leave it out for 6 weeks, I believe. I don't do the soap, but I'm learning.
A lot of chemistry involved in that. A lot of things you have to do to get it right. But like I said, I've had it myself, and it's great soap. And y'all sell these products. Where do you sell these products at?
We actually have a small booth at Marketplace too, and that's where we sell our lotion and our soap. And we're working back to making more soap and lotion. We haven't made it since the goats haven't had babies, and they haven't been in milk for long.
Gotcha.
So we're working back towards making more soap and making more lotion. Thank goodness. It's been too quiet.
I hear that. So you can find those products at their booth. Is it Three Chicks booth? Is that what you call it? Three Chicks Farm booth? Or
Yes, sir.
they're at Marketplace too. And when you have an abundance of eggs, you sell those too. So a lot of good things being produced at Three Chicks Farms. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things I'm seeing here on the table. The awards. Not only are you running the farm to produce things, but you're also showing these animals and raising these animals to be grand champions. Jocelyn, tell us a little bit about that side of the farm.
So usually we go to all these kinds of shows like Drew County, usually around here is Drew County, but also we go to District, which is at Pine Bluff, and then we go to State. And state is usually a little more tougher than Drew County because it's bigger. But we have, like me and Nora go to, like we contest in showmanship. And so we have both won showmanship awards a couple of times.
So it's not just the goats putting on a show. You've got to put on a show yourself, showing the goats and presenting them in a certain way. And y'all do this through 4-H? Is that how y'all got started in the
Yes.
showing? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And so also we usually shave the goats because they have to be clean, and then we clean their hooves so it's nice and just overall a better appearance for the judge.
Yeah.
And normally whenever you go and show them, it's during state, they're bigger classes, so it's a little bit more difficult, but it's when you show them the right way, it's easier.
I'm sure you have a conversation with them ahead of time, telling them to be on their best behavior and to not poop in their arena or anything like that, so they can be on their best while you're on your best. And like I said before, we're talking about grand champion goats coming from Three Chicks Farm. Matter of fact, we've got some awards right here. Jocelyn's got an award, Nora's got an award, and I'm holding Cameron's award, and these are all grand champion awards for goats that they took to the state fair and won grand champion with, right here from Three Chicks Farm in Monticello, Arkansas. And then up here in the front, belt buckles that's been won, same type of showing, and they're even wearing a couple belt buckles from this year from the state fair where they had grand champion showings. So amazing animals coming out of Three Chicks Farm. And now Three Chicks Farm's it's not a huge farm. It's a small farm. They're small farmers, but it's a huge amount of work that they have to do. And I know you'll have a lot of support from your parents, not only support as far as giving you what you need to farm, but also being very driven into you doing everything on the farm. We had a little conversation before we started rolling with Nora about some things she's had to do recently. Y'all recently got into swine and started having some pigs, and you had to do a little reproductive maintenance with those pigs. So if you're going to be handling animals, you got to get your hands dirty a little bit, don't you?
To say the least, absolutely. It's a lot of work. A lot of work between all the animals, not just the swine and the goats. It's just...
And of course, they're not just full-time farmers. Now,
Oh, no.
these girls, like they're students at Monticello School, but also both of them are big softball players. So they put in a lot of time for that. And their parents aren't just farmers either. You know, I'm sure everybody knows Kelly for her position out at Monticello School. And Anthony, he's a nurse practitioner here in Monticello, as a lot of people know. So they've got all these other lives going too, but they still find time to devote to their farm, to their animals, to their crafts, to the competitions, to do as much as they can with that farm and enjoy it to its fullest ability. And I can't stress enough how proud I am to have Three Chicks Farm right here in Monticello, because I know when it comes to agriculture, it doesn't do itself. It has to have a lot of help along the way, and I commend y'all for everything y'all have done so far. Is there anything you'd like to say that I've left out? Anything about the farm life and Three Chicks Farm that you'd like to mention? How it's made a difference in your life, or anything you'd recommend to maybe some other young farmers who want to get started?
Just get in and get your hands dirty. That's all I can say. I mean, doing it since 2022, started off, didn't do well at showmanship first off. Oh my goodness, that was awful. But looking back on it now, it's
get in
made
and get
such
started.
a big... Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just might as well jump in. You only live once, and this has been like greatest impact on my life for sure.
Don't be afraid of not knowing.
Oh no.
You'll learn a little bit on the way. When it comes to farming, that you can't learn it from a book. You got to get in there and you got to get your hands dirty and do it. What about you, Jocelyn? Kind of along the same lines?
Pretty much. It's fun.
Got to be an animal lover.
Yeah.
You know, you got to love animals. You got to like being around animals. You have to be okay with smelling the smells that come along with farm life. They're not always pleasant, but There's nothing better. So thank you, girls, for coming on today. I've really enjoyed having y'all on the show. I know our viewers are really going to enjoy this episode. I hate that Cameron couldn't be here, but we wish Three Chicks Farms the best moving forward, and we'll be keeping up with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're excited here at Monticello Minute Unscripted to have our sponsors, Monticello Chevrolet GMC, Arkansas Superior Federal Credit Union, and The Woods, a Nightingale community. We thank them for their support and for making this broadcast possible.